Hi folks, how you doing? This is Iqbal with NVIDIA Daily Analysis and Assessment. This week it started with NVIDIA going up. That's what we want, right? In this video, we'll take a look at the latest data, technical charts, and the latest news regarding NVIDIA to make future assessment. Now, let's get started. If you are watching this video and have not subscribed to this channel, I suggest you guys please do that so that you can get the latest information and data regarding NVIDIA every day. Now, starting with a daily summary, NVIDIA opened at 119.88. It made a high 122.22. It made a low 119.34 and it closed at 121.41. That is 3.15% up. And I noticed that most of the AI stocks were up today. So overall, it was a good day for the market. So S&P was also up about 1.76%, and you can notice the clarity of direction. There was very little volatility, not much. And same behavior you can notice in Nasdaq is up about 2.27%, and the clarity of direction for today. And Dow Jones also up about 1.42%. Okay, and very little volatility you can notice for today. So for Nvidia, in last 5 days, Nvidia is up about 2.87%, but year to date, Nvidia is still negative. So Nvidia has more room to go further up before the next earnings. And also, you notice in the last week, European Union had delayed their tariffs on the US. You see here. So that was a good news for the market. So at least for next few weeks, they're not going to impose new tariff on the US. Regarding the forward PE, Nvidia forward PE at this point is at 33.91. So based on the forward PE, Nvidia also has more room to go further up. So we still have about 7 weeks to go before the next earnings. And regarding Palantir, Palantir also had a good day today. Palantir keeps going up in last few days. Forward P at this point is 179.17. SMCI, not a good day today. Forward P is about 16.17. AMD got more momentum today. AMD was up about 8%. So that's a good sign for AMD. And AMD forward P is about 25.70. And if you take a look at the technical charts, you see that NVIDIA is trading around 121. And the next level of resistance was 121.25. So today NVIDIA tested this 121 level but could not sustain above 121 for so long. So that's why I said in my previous video 121 is an important level for NVIDIA. So tomorrow will be a testing day for NVIDIA again. So let's see if NVIDIA can go further up from 121 tomorrow. If it touches 123 or 124, then it will be a good signal for the NVIDIA stockholders because in that way NVIDIA can go and test 127 this week. But if NVIDIA could not hold above 121, then next few days you might see Nvidia dropping to again 117 or 116. I hope that doesn't happen. And if you take a look at the MACD is also showing that the positive momentum is still with Nvidia at this point, but not very strong. Okay, so tomorrow I'm guessing Nvidia might show some slow movement either on the upside or the downside, but not a big surprise I'm expecting tomorrow from Nvidia. And regarding my watch list, you see almost all my stocks are positive today, with the exception of Avago and SMCI. The highest positive change is on AMD, that is 6.96% up. Now let's take a look latest news regarding Nvidia. So let's start with this one that says Nvidia stock rises as chipmaker gain on easing trade concerns. What's going on? Let's open it. It says that Nvidia is trading higher Monday as semiconductor stocks react to report that US may scale back some upcoming tariff. So that's a good sign if that is the case that US is not going to impose any new tariffs at least in the short term. So I haven't heard about it, but if the market is expecting that, that's a good sign for the AI sector. So let's scroll down further to find more relevant news regarding Nvidia. So here it says NVIDIA supercomputers to power Kisawa's AI factory in South Africa. Another one that says NVIDIA stock is rising, tariff and more are driving shares higher. Let's open it. So it says that NVIDIA stock was on the rise on Monday. News that tariffs on chips coming into the US could be off the table at least in the short term was helping to provide a boost to the shares. So that's good, Any push out on the tariff or any export regulation that helps Nvidia. So I think that's why the overall market was positive today, including Nvidia. And it further says that apart from the broader market optimism, investors might be welcoming the apparent delay to any threat of imports of semiconductor from Taiwan, where Nvidia most advanced chips are manufactured. So those two are good news for Nvidia. So now scroll down further. So again, a similar news that says Nvidia stock gains, tariff news, and what else is driving shares higher. Let's open it. I'm guessing the similar news. So yes, a similar news. So let's scroll down further. Now here it says quantum stock gains. This is driving the sector forward. Let's open it. So here it says a quiet period might come as a blessing for quantum computing stocks after a tumble last week when chip maker Nvidia's Quantum Day underwhelmed the market. Shares of quantum companies were gaining early on Monday. If I go further down, it says NVIDIA on Thursday hosted a roundtable discussion on quantum computing at its GTC conference, where CEO Jensen Huang looked to soften his previous comments that useful quantum computers were decades away. So this tells me that any advancement or any development in the quantum computing should help NVIDIA stock as well. Okay, so let's scroll down further. So here it says NVIDIA chip flows under scrutiny as Malaysia moves to tighten regulation amid US export controls on China. So that's probably not good for NVIDIA in the short term, but good for NVIDIA in the long term because any smuggling or any breach of the regulations, results in those GPUs or the chips of flowing into the China that US had put the restrictions on. So in the short term, if they put more restriction or more tightened regulation, then that should further restrict the GPU movement to China. I mean, the advanced GPU that we have the restriction on. So that should impact the Nvidia stock for the short term, but in the long term, that's good for Nvidia because we might not see those kind of negative surprises that the advanced GPU again entered China and they are using it. So that's why I said, yeah, more regulation is good in the long term. That can restrict the movement further. So apart from those news, I do not find anything new regarding Nvidia. And regarding the economic data for this week, Monday we didn't have much to come. Tuesday again we don't have any inflation or the jobs data coming. Wednesday also nothing much. Thursday we have weekly initial jobless claims, and Friday we have the inflation data coming, that is PC index and core PC index. And those two data are very critical for Fed and for the overall market. So that's all about my analysis and assessment regarding Nvidia. If I summarize today's discussion, so today's upside was mostly contributed from the tariff news and the export restriction that the market think could get further delayed, and that helped Nvidia at least in the short term. So tomorrow, let's see how Nvidia behaves. I'm expecting not a big surprise tomorrow. Probably Nvidia would be moving slow, plus minus 1% by the closing time. That's what I think. I hope you like the video. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you more in the next video. Take care.